Let's literally just like roll with it because that's how we do's. Welcome to your Millennial Unfiltered Mother podcast, better known as your Mum podcast. This is episode 3. My name is Christiana. I'm your host today, and I have a lovely guest with me today. My darling friend, my sis, like literally, she's my family. I have Ese Eniwumide.
Hey.
Yes, how you doing?
I'm good.
How are babies?
They're keeping me busy, as you can see.
Yeah, I'm at Ese's house today, and they are literally the cutest, the most well-behaved kids.
Thank you.
I'm like, you know what? I need Seth to come here and study. Study Judah, study how to be, because he's coming into that era where he's like trying to test boundaries.
Yeah.
And I see how far he'll go. Oh, he'll go there.
They have to know that, again, you're the safe space to test those boundaries as well. You've got to remember that. So they're going to test you. They're going to try you. And you got to let them know that, don't try me.
Because he doesn't take my look seriously. I was looking at him like, he laughs.
Yeah, it's different though. When we used to get the look, we knew what came with the look.
I feared God.
Exactly. But they get the look now and they're like, look the other way.
Things have changed. I need to study my look. I need to look myself in the mirror and be like, study it. Study the look. The ones where I was shook and that would just make me cry just from the look.
Yeah.
That's why I need to study in the mirror, because what else am I going to do?
Exactly. And they know it.
Exactly. That's the thing. He knows.
They know it.
There's times where like I'm charging towards him and he's sat there chilling.
Yeah.
And it's like, because he knows I'm not going to do anything. He's sussed it out at 18 months already. It's too funny. It's too funny. But, how have you been? How's life, work, business, everything?
It's good. It's one of those ones where this year, I left work last year to go full time with my entrepreneurship. So this year has been, it's been busy. It's been crazy. It's been good.
Oh, it was just last year. I thought longer.
I've been in business for a very long time,
yeah.
But because of the job I had, I was working in banking and I need to replace high salary. So I was kind of the one who was doing it together. I was doing that blended entrepreneur careership until a point where we were like, okay, we're going to step out in faith. I know what I'm doing. I'm getting results. Let's do this.
So because let me tell you a lot about me, because you lot kind of know, if you watch my YouTube channel, that I recently, literally like 3 months ago, quit my job. I was working as a marketing manager to just basically start running my own business. And I used to be a singer, and obviously that I used to be a singer and all that stuff. So when I had to stop singing, when I couldn't sing, when like my voice wasn't that strong, I kind of thought like, well, I need to earn money, I need to work. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of fell into the whole sales and events and marketing thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that was supposed to be permanent. It was just something that I needed to do while I sort of get back to training my voice, get back to sort of speaking properly and everything. So I gave it time. I gave it a good year and a half.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point, even before I got pregnant, I was like, what am I doing here? This is long. But then I didn't know what I wanted to do next. I kind of felt like I wasn't ready to move into music again, but this wasn't it. So I had the baby, did all that, and then it was time to go back to work. Going back to work was just drama filled, but that's a whole other story for another day.
Yeah.
It was all drama filled, and I started a new job where I was like the marketing manager. And look, I was making up my own things. I was literally in control of my own department and everything. It was great, well paid and everything. But I was still waking up every day thinking, what am I doing? What is this? And it was just a drag. I was just tired all the time, and I just was not motivated. I wasn't responding to emails, calls. I was not doing what I know how to do well, properly.
Yeah.
And it was because I didn't care. I didn't want to be there. And I just kind of thought, enough of feeling like, this is it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not.
Yeah.
And, I gave it a lot of thought. I gave it a lot of time. And I was like, okay, what are you going to do then? If you're not going to sing, if you're not going to do this, it's all you know, literally.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? And then I was like, okay, what am I into now? What do I spend my time? It took a long time, but then, I just sort of literally took that leap of faith.
Yeah.
And I've been learning as I go, literally, learning new things as I go. And then I'm happy. I'm happy. I can actually say that, I made the right decision. Listen, let me tell you how tough it is. It's tough. Yeah. I'm all counting coins because it's all about budgeting. It's all about that. But I feel like I've made the right decision.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of my happiness.
Yeah.
If anything.
And I think that we got to remember that although we're kind of fed this, work and the 9 to 5 and everything, and again, there's nothing wrong with people who love their career. When I see people who are in a career that they love and they know that maybe they feel a purpose there, that's absolutely great. But when you're in that space and you don't feel that, that is like the worst thing. And for me, it was just one of those things where, again, I kind of fell into like banking just because of like, again, Nigerian parents, you have a few options. Lawyer, doctor,
accountant,
chemical engineering. Most of them don't even know what you do as a chemical engineer, but that's there. And so for me, it was one of those things where like, even when I wanted to do a banking first, my dad was like, what kind of banking? Like working in Halifax? I was like, nah, investment banking. And that's when it's like, oh, okay, yeah, they make money. Oh yeah, you can go. And that was what I fell into because I did like the kind of investment and financial side, and I'm always like business, and I kind of see it a little bit close to that. But when I was there, like, when people say that like they hate their job or like you hate Mondays, you feel like, Monday. For me, I remember when I used to say to Andrew, like, and that's my husband, I would say, what if I just get hit by a car? Like, not a lot to die or to be, but just a little bit. If you get clipped, like I've been in hospital for 2 weeks. That was my reality. I was literally planning on I need to get injured so that I can just take just 2 weeks off. And that's when my husband was like, and this was like, we were just dating at the time. And he was like, can you not hear yourself?
Yeah.
Do you not see how this is so unhealthy? But it was, when you're in it, you can't even see how crazy it was. I hated that place. And just not in that one job, it was the industry. So for me, taking that leap to kind of leave and kind of do my own thing was something that was in my bones. I knew that I had to make my way out. I had to make it work. There was, whether it was hard or not hard, I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's boot up and let's get to work. And I learned so much. I've learned so much on the journey. I've had ups and downs. Not everything has worked. I've wasted so much money on some things. But now I can honestly say that my business is now at a turn. And it's just, sometimes it's just perseverance because I wasn't willing to live a life where I was unhappy.
Yeah, literally. And did your kids inspire your decision?
Massively. I think, like, especially leaving like work because my oldest son, Judah, when he turned 4, and so I knew that, okay, that he's going to be starting school in September. Yeah. So as the year was rolling, the whole year I was just like praying. I was like, Lord, that I don't want him to now have to go to one morning's club, one after club. And there's nothing bad for those who have to do that. But for me, and again, my story, my journey to have these kids, I wanted to kind of just be there a bit more. I didn't want it to be that I never saw him because and again, banking is not like your normal 9 to 5. Like you are in the office all the time, all day, every day. Yeah. So I knew that was my timeline in my mind. And even though it was a little bit later, but I was already on a bit of a flexible working by that time. So but that was something. When he was starting school, I knew I had to leave. I knew that when he started school, I was out. And massively, I wanted them to also see like what it looks like to follow your dreams. Because I feel that a lot of people, again, not those who are loving their careers and feeling that that's really the vocation they're meant to be in, but there's many people who are just in a job that they don't want to be in, and they have ideas, they have dreams, they're like literally brilliant in so many things, but maybe fear is maybe holding them back. And I just wanted them to see this is what it looks like to follow your dreams, to be dedicated, to focus, and obviously with God behind you, this is what can happen. And I want them. And Judah has this little list where he says, well, I'm going to be king at this year and I'm going to have to start my own,
This is why I love Judah.
And he's like, because my middle name means king, because his, Nigerian name from our side means king. And he's like, so by 49, I'll be king. But before that, I would be CEO at 32. And I'm just like, Well, you better claim it.
This is
you
what,
know?
this is what I was saying. Because even before I was a singer, I was, same thing. You're going to look, forget that. Do that on the side. Do that in your own time. Do that after you study all these things. And do you know what? There was not I don't think there was a single person who was like, no, go for it. I literally told myself. I told myself. I had to be my own cheerleader because, you know, especially with our culture, like they're not hearing it. They're like, look, this kind of life is for it's for other people.
Others,
right. If you need to read your book. You need to study.
Yeah.
And I weren't hearing it. So now I'm being called the black sheep. I'm being called the rebel. I'm being called the dick. Why? Because I want to do what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So that's how I've kind of always had that in mind. Like, I'm the different one. I'm the this because I decided to sort of follow my heart. Like that's what I did. So, but that's not really it. I do kind of feel like it's just in me to be, you know, my own boss. I kind of feel like it's just in me to sort of go my own path, go my own way and figure things out by myself. That's where I think I fit. Like, I was getting annoyed at work for the most silly things. Like, don't tell me what to do. Don't give me a job description. I'll tell you what I'm going to... And it was just... And there's nothing... I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, but there's nothing wrong with that. But I just knew that even me, I had better ideas.
Yeah.
That I kind of felt restricted
by
from from the rules, and now we do it this way, and now it's the company wants to do this way, and it's like, nah, but look, if you just do this, trust me, I got this. But then, you know, I couldn't be myself. There's only so far of yourself you can be. In certain job roles. And you know, with sales and all that, cool. You know, your personality, whatever. But there's still restrictions, and I just kind of it made me annoyed. It made me angry for real. And it's not really a reason to be angry, but. Yeah, it's not for everybody. Like sort of desk jobs or not desk jobs or whatever. It's not for everybody. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
Definitely not.
Some people are there following dreams, and it's like, brother, think about this, because like me now, I feel like I need mentorship. I feel like that's one thing I'm missing right now. I need coaching. I actually do.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm new to this, and there's a lot that. You know, I'm still trying to figure out, but I do kind of feel like I need that guidance. Not a boss, just a bit of mentoring, just a bit of advice, just a bit of coaching. It's not the same thing.
I got you.
So, man. Do you know what my dad actually said? Speak to Gabriel. Said, speak to Ese. And I was like, get a bit of knowledge.
And that's been a massive part of actually how I've got here. And it's really weird because at the time, like thinking back to my journey, I would never have thought that I would have spent how much I have on mentors, on coaches and programs, because it is eye-wateringly high sometimes. But it's because, number one, you don't know what you don't know. That's right. And it's great, obviously, when you have someone like you have a sister, or you have a friend who's really close and can help you in that kind of way. But when you don't have that, because you're saying, for me, there wasn't someone directly in my arena doing what I wanted to do who would have helped me in that kind of way. Yeah. And so I had to go out and find them. I had to go out and find those mentors. And I always kind of think to myself that there's that saying that you are the kind of sum of the 5 closest people to you. And I had to make it that, obviously, I'm not distancing myself from friends and family, but I had to start kind of working and thinking at a kind of higher level, a success level, for me to do that. And this is not only just in like business, this is in everything. Like if you are in a relationship that's not going well, but you're around maybe not only the older couple, but a couple who have maybe been together longer or who have really been through things and to resolve situations. So if you're around them, the way they rub off on you. So if you're having something, you're going through something, and maybe there's someone you can trust and you share a bit, the way they come with certain levels of knowledge is different. Yeah. And that's what I was finding. It's just about, for me, really up-leveling my circle of influence in the areas that I wanted to grow. And I think number one is just obviously knowing that, okay, I want to do something different. I want to do a different path. And like you said, entrepreneurship, like you got to have, you know, when you say someone's got a weak heart, you can't have a weak heart. You have to have a strong heart, because the palpitations, the days where you feel that like you're saying, there's days where you're counting coin and you're like, how am I making it to next month, right? Yeah. And obviously God can sometimes step in and say like, I got you, but you know what I mean? But you never know how it's going to be sometimes until you really get over that rocky part, and then you start to get momentum, and then it can really start building from there. But I overemphasize that importance of the mentors, of the coaching. And even now, it's still, like, I don't think it would ever stop for me because I'm always going to be working. If my business is, being at 6-7 figures, you're going to want to be with someone who's at 8 figures plus, who's going to really help you think bigger and be more ambitious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Serena recently had an ad saying, if someone told you your dreams are crazy, like, that should be a good thing, because you don't want it to be a thing where your dreams are just basic, right? You want it to be that you're pushing yourself. And that's a massive part of really achieving it, just really dreaming big and being like...
Can you have too many ideas? I feel like I have too many.
You can definitely have too many ideas. So, and this is one thing that I kind of learned the hard way, and most entrepreneurs learn the hard way, because entrepreneurs in general are usually ideas people. Yeah. Like, a lot of entrepreneurs are great at ideas. Like, we come up with ideas. The other day, I thought I came up with an idea. We were at soft play with the kids and we needed money for maybe one of the machines. And I was seeing these other machines that they were there using for different toys. And I said, imagine if there was a machine that you could maybe like put some sort of card or you link to your phone and it would give you money on demand. And then my husband was like, what, you mean like an ATM? And I was just like, because sometimes I was over edging it, and I was like, can you imagine if it synced in this kind of way? And he's like, this already exists. And I was like, so you get ideas all the time.
Do you know what? I was just going ding, 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 ding.
I thought...
I didn't think of it.
I thought I was onto a winner. I thought, Zuckerberg, here I come.
I was just thinking, oh my God, she's cracked it. She's actually cracked it.
And this is what happens. Sometimes you always come up with ideas. I come up with ideas all the time. But I always think to myself that you need to kind of have more of a vision of what your life is. And this is one of the things I always tell people. If you close your eyes and you think to yourself, what do I want to be known for? And I remember reading a book. It was called The E-Myth. And it's kind of this visualization it tells you to go through. Like, literally think about it. And not really morbidly, but if you think about on your funeral and when people are giving that kind of, words, what do you want to be known for? And a lot of the time, and, for me, I feel like the whole point of being here on earth and just general purpose is to, in some way, impact other people's lives. Yeah. I don't feel there's a coincidence that we're human beings and they want to be with others. And so for me, that was one of the things where when you have a clear plan, a lot of the ideas I have don't fall in line with that. So you can have a great idea, but I always kind of bring it back to, does it fall in line with that? And then sometimes it can fall in line with that, but then there's the timeline. So being so disciplined, like I have to become so disciplined in my timing and how I do things and how I schedule things in. Like even for this now, I had to check my diary, and if there was a slot, I was able to put it in. Because you have to be precious with your time and you've got to be disciplined. You've got to be disciplined with your time.
I'll tell you that because, like I said, I have about 5-6 planners and they all serve a specific purpose. And, without them, I'll be walking around aimlessly thinking, oh, what should I be doing now? What am I going to be doing now? And it's like, so I completely agree. Like, I have all these planners. And now with Seth, it's like, he was obviously my inspiration for sort of taking that leap and stuff like that and building a legacy for him and stuff like that. And even making him proud. Yeah. And being like, well, my mom done this, my mom did, when the time comes.
Yeah.
But like, I do kind of feel like time I don't have a lot of. He's only 18 months.
Yeah.
So, he is not that school age and everything. And I'm some owl, up at night. I kind of had this this thing that when I thought, when I leave work, I'll have so much more time. Yeah. Where? I have even less. And I try to hang on to that nursery for dear life. Cut down the hours, have him go here and there. But nah, let's think about the coins. Let's think about the coinage. Let's think about how this money can be spent. Because obviously nursery is
a trip.
It's robbing me blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've even now lost my son's shoe. Yeah, that's an extra. How much? Which they're going to have to give me back. Because I'm not playing games with these people. But I mean, that's why I have so many planners, because those little pockets of time that I do have to be used productively. Yeah. And like today, I was even going through, this week, over the last couple of weeks, I've been going through something because I tend to get like low moods and stuff like that. And when I'm in that state, I can't even think straight kind of thing. So that's also frustrating for me because it's like, I beat myself up because I'm thinking this is time I'm wasting, but I can't help it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When I wake up and I'm just not feeling good about myself, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling confident, I'm not feeling like myself, then what do you do in these pockets of time? And those are, I think that those are the times I think I found the hardest, especially in entrepreneurship, because that before you would just call in sick or you would go to work but you're not really doing nothing.
Yeah.
Now it's like, now I feel like what, and I'm still trying to figure out how to sort of those kind of times, I don't know, and they happen a bit more often than I'd like, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how to sort of work through that. But at the end of the day, I'm 3 months in, and it's all learning curve at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think over time you build up different systems, you build up different routines. I think, for example, with the kids, and I always say I'm not going to pretend that like I didn't hit a jackpot with having kids who sleep. That's probably my biggest thing. No, I'm being real.
Yeah.
Because like, again, my mum, I've seen our culture. My mum came and stayed with me when I had both of them. And I think Judah was sleep trained by 2 months. So he would sleep through the night from 2 months old. And, Grace Yaya was even younger. Hers was maybe like 6 weeks, like really early. And so the fact that they sleep meant that, especially when I was still at work, they would go to bed like 7:30, nearly on the dot. I'd have dinner, and from 8 till 2 every night, I'd be up working, even sometimes later. Like me and Hubs would be up working. So for me, it was literally nighttime empires. We were building it at night alongside the 9 to 5. And I know some people think to themselves, oh my goodness, how can you do that? Like, how would you have the energy? But it then comes back to the fact that for me, because I felt like this was like part of my destiny, I feel it's part of my purpose and it was in my bones, we just would work and work and work in a way. Where even though it was tiring, and I wouldn't say it's forever, but I think dividing your life into like seasons. And I just told myself, this is the season where I don't sleep as much. Kind of like coming back to that film, Pursuit of Happiness. Remember, he had different seasons. He had running season, he had different seasons. That is how I felt. It was like, this season is our no sleep season. Because it's going to be a season where it's like raining season, And you have to go through all those seasons to get where you're going. But for me, it was always keeping that vision. And although obviously, again, you have ups, you have downs in entrepreneurship, and some people have it more than others. But I started doing, and I used to see it a lot of time because I'm in a lot of these online entrepreneur groups, and some of them good, some of them a bit crazy, a bit woo-woo. But the good ones really talk a lot about morning routines and discipline, which I still haven't perfectly mastered. But there's some key things that I do remember. Like when I would say what they call affirmations, which are just positive statements. So days when you're telling yourself that like you naturally talk negatively without realizing. We'll say, I haven't got enough time. I'm so tired. I feel down. I would just start a day or start a task and just say to myself, I have enough time for this task for the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to be successful in it. If I had sales calls, I was saying everyone I speak to is going to be so enthusiastic for my programs. Just so being so positive about the day, although obviously not everything would go perfectly, but much more would, because I would be in a different frame of mind. And I genuinely believe there's an energy you put out. When you're confident in what you're doing and you put out a positive energy, people can feel that. People really do resonate with that. And I found that, again, I was really tapping into like how powerful our minds are. And obviously, like, I believe that we're made as people so creative, we're made dynamic, we have like amazing abilities that we downplay.
Yeah.
And the power of the mind is probably one of them. One of them we don't use enough. Like when you're seeing people who are so successful and people who are maybe not, a lot of it is down to the mindset.
Yeah, the mindset, true.
I always say to someone that you're always going to see someone who's less talented than you who could be more successful if they've got their mind right. And that's a big part.
That is a word, because let me tell you something, I did something different I did today, which I normally wouldn't. I got my vlogging camera out and I was like, get your camera out. You're not staying in this mood because you're not going to be like on camera, are you? So I got the camera out and I was like, yes, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do a good deed. And do you know what? I actually feel better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I forced myself to put the camera at work, basically. Get the camera, because I enjoy vlogging. I find them funny. I was doing it with Seth, it's always a good time. The rain went into port. I was like, oh, you want to rain, yeah? Okay. Let's go out in the rain, start singing in the rain. Because, and that's not something that I normally do. I would normally be just like, right, we're staying in bed today, Seth. Sorry, by force. You're staying in bed. We're not running around. We're not doing it. But, so I completely agree. Having a positive mindset and just go. And I know, mums that deal with, mental health and stuff like that, it's not as easy, but it can be. It literally can be. It can be. You just have to tell yourself. You just have to just put yourself in that state of positivity and just get up and just do something that you wouldn't normally, and just just put yourself in a position where you're not staying in such a depressive state. But yeah, girl, you are literally a mum inspo, because it was a scary. Trust me, it was scary. It's like, are you actually going to do this? Are you actually going to leave your job?
Yeah.
And then like go. And what are you even going to do? All right, start a blog. All right, start a YouTube channel. No one knows you, bruv. So I was like, what are you doing? But then I can't. Do you know what? All in good time. Like, I'm a good person. I've got great energy.
Yeah, you do.
Most of the time. You by force will feel it in all my channels. And I got a podcast and I just love talking. I mean, as well, like, I spent years not talking. I spent years not talking about what I'm going through, not talking about what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And now I can't talk enough. I'm like, listen, this, because it all had to be for a reason at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It all had to be for some kind of reason, everything that I dealt with. So now's the time to start doing positive things, man. Yeah. For honest blog posts about single and co-parenting, tips and advice on kids' style and recipes, head over to notestomymamablog.com. And to see me and mine living our daily lives with vlogs and some mummy hacks, head over to my YouTube channel, search Notes to My Mama, and you'll see us there. But yeah, no, you've given me a lot to think about,
And I think kind of coming back to what you were saying about, it's going to be difficult sometimes going through and trying to get yourself out of when you're feeling somewhat down. But one of those things is, like you're saying, if you kind of have habits in place, or okay, when I'm feeling this way, maybe this could make me feel a bit better, then I can try doing this. But also, I feel like it's not all the time you're going to have to try to force yourself out of it. There's going to be some times you're going to have to kind of sit in it and work it through. And it's just, I think one of the greatest things or skills is self-awareness, knowing that, okay, at this point, this is what I'm going to decide to do. If I say that, I'm going to, in every time I'm in this state, I'm going to try and do something about it, and then see how that works out. And if it's possible, if it's not, I feel like just not beating yourself up about it, because I think that itself could cause more guilt and cause more especially I used to have this thing where if I wasted time, it will be annoying me the whole day what I could have been doing in that time. And then I'll be wasting more time. So I'm thinking about the time that I've wasted that I could have been using. And it becomes like inception. It's just going again and again. But then sometimes it's just I've decided to forgive myself easier. Just draw a line, say, I wasted yesterday. Today's a new day. Let's go. And that kind of ways has kind of helped me just to not have the guilt that also kind of holds you than as well as whatever's kind of making you waste the time. Yeah. So I definitely feel that, just forgiving yourself more easy and just accepting that I need to forgive myself easier because I'm on a hard road. It's not like I'm on an easy road and making mistakes. I'm on one of the hardest roads. You know how many people try the entrepreneurship road and get flung off? Like, imagine on a roller coaster and you ain't got the seatbelt. People get flung off and you know what I mean? They never can return. So to even say that I'm going to try, I'm going to belt up, I'm going to go, and you know how roller coasters start? They start with the first crazy dip. Most people don't even survive that. That first down where people are being flung off, if you make it and you start coming on the up, you know what I mean? That's great. But then even after then, there's twists and turns. And I honestly believe that is one of the most true analogies, just the roller coaster. Because before, the only time I feel entrepreneurship really gets great is when you're at the end and you walk off and you're like, cool. And that's when you've kind of made it and you have the team and you have momentum and you have a brand and then there's not really a way that you don't know how to lead a business or make it profitable because you've gone through all the ways. But on the road there and learning it and learning about yourself,
I feel like I'm on a carousel. So right now, I'm on a carousel. I'm just going, on the little horse that goes up and down.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like I'm on now. I need to get off that one.
And jump on the roller coaster.
And then jump on the vortex, the stealth. What do you call it? What's that one in Fort Park? I need to jump on that thing and just be like, boom.
The oblivion that just goes.
Trust me. And then that goes here, there, bang, bang, and just get that crazy rush, that adventure, because
and it is so rewarding.
I thrive off of that. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Like when it's really weird because again, many people say it, like you could be in a job that's paying you, you know what I mean, thousands per month. But I remember when I made my very first sale years ago in one of my baby business, and it was only £20. And I know how it felt, because a product that I had made that me and my husband had been sitting for nights and thinking of, and we'd sent designs and got them made and had production and got packaging done. And the first time we sold it to someone, we explained the product, and they were like, I love the concept, and bought it. That rush there
I can imagine,
was just so much. And then obviously since then we've gone to do different businesses and obviously, made much larger sales. But again, just remembering that I've been able to turn the creativity that I've been given into a product or service that someone is willing to pay for. They see value, is a massive thing. But then again, with that comes other things where you then have to start working towards not attaching your value to somebody else giving you validation, which is so that's what I mean. There's just so much in it. But as I said, I find it so rewarding, and I still would prefer it, even though it's what people tell me all the time, it's the uncertain route, and there's all these things around it, which I know can hold people back. And I understand the fear. I'm not pretending that the fear isn't a real one to have. Yeah, but for me, there's still massive upsides, the earning potential just not being capped in the same way, and just the unknown. Even I even like the adventure of I have no idea what form my business will be like in 6 months and 1 year. I mean, 6 months it should be on track of my plan, but in like 5 years I could have pivoted, differently, because I've pivoted my business a few times. Because you learn more about yourself, and I absolutely love the fact that I'm learning more and building a business more in tune with my values, my skills, and my dream. And the fact that it's actually working, it's just, Yeah,
that's true. Because even now, even me, this early on, I'm learning so much more about myself. I literally only thought, when you have that one track mind, I studied music, this is it. And then, that goes, and it's just like, okay, what? So entrepreneurship is definitely giving me this sort of new, it's just introduced me to a new me, and I'm listen, I like me, I like me a lot.
I like you too, Chrissy.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
All I want to be is liked. But listen, it has been so amazing speaking to you, Ese, about this stuff, because we normally talk about, kids, and everyone's we're always around family, and things like that. So to actually sit down and talk about this stuff is really interesting, and I thank you so much for jumping on your M.U.M podcast. To talk about it. Now. At the end of every episode, I always catch my guest off guard. Sorry.
Oh no.
You have to say your mum truth, not your mum joke, or your mum truth. So say you're talking to your kids, saying your mum is so blank, 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 blank. You just kind of fill in the blanks.
No.
So for example, I will say this: your mum is so buff. That's. All these uncles just saying run around is trying to get to know her, and she's,
Oh my goodness.
Do you know what I mean? I got the worst example.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself.
But I'll give you a minute to think about it, and then jump in.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Your mum is so strong.
Hey.
That even when the enemy tried it and keeps trying it, I keep reminding him, you forgot who my father is.
And that was sick. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That's the best one.
Yeah.
Yours is going to be quite hard to top. I like catching people off guard, but that's how you know you're creative. That was nice. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on your M.U.M podcast, Ese.
No, it's been a pleasure, and I love what it is. I love what it does, and
realness all day, every day.
Yes, sir.
But yes, I'll be speaking to you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.
Bye.